Did you know your tongue can reveal a lot about your health? That's right, that fleshy, muscular organ in your mouth does more than just help you talk and taste. It's also a handy health indicator. You've probably noticed that whenever you're at the doctor's office for a checkup, one of the first things they ask you to do is stick out your tongue. Ever wondered why? Well, it's not just to test your obedience. Your tongue can offer a surprising amount of insight into your overall health. Changes in the color, texture, or feel of your tongue can signal a variety of health issues, from minor deficiencies to more serious conditions. In this video, we're going to delve into the fascinating world of tongue health, exploring why doctors ask you to say "ah" and what different signs on your tongue might mean. Stick around to find out how your tongue can provide a sneak peek into the state of your health. First, let's get to know the tongue a bit better. The tongue, an organ we use every day yet rarely think about. It's not just a simple slab of muscle but a complex structure with a variety of functions. The tongue is made up of multiple parts, each with its own unique role to play. The front 2/3 of your tongue, the part you can see when you stick it out, is known as the oral tongue. It's this part of the tongue that helps you articulate words and manipulate food while chewing. It's also where most of the taste buds reside, allowing you to experience the wide range of flavors that food has to offer. Then there's the base of the tongue, the part that extends down the throat. It plays a vital role in swallowing, pushing food down into the esophagus. It's also a crucial part of our speech mechanism, helping to form certain sounds and words. The top of the tongue, also known as the dorsum, is covered in small bumps called papillae. These papillae house our taste buds, the tiny sensory organs that allow us to taste sweet, sour, bitter, salty, and umami flavors. The underside of the tongue, or the ventral surface, is smooth and vein-ridden, providing a rich blood supply to the organ. It also houses the lingual frenulum, the thin tissue that connects the tongue to the floor of the mouth and limits its motion. And lastly, let's not forget that the tongue is a muscle, or rather, a group of muscles. These muscles, both intrinsic and extrinsic, allow the tongue to move in all directions, making it one of the strongest, most flexible muscles in our bodies. So, from tasting and chewing to speaking and swallowing, the tongue is a vital player in many of our daily activities. It's an organ that works tirelessly, often without us even noticing. Now that we know a bit more about the tongue, let's see how it can indicate health issues. Ever noticed your tongue turning a strange color? It might be trying to tell you something. Colors are a language of their own, and your tongue knows how to speak it fluently. The color of your tongue can provide fascinating insights into your health and well-being. Let's decipher this tongue color code together, shall we? First, a white tongue. If your mirror reflects a snowy landscape when you stick out your tongue, it might be a sign of oral thrush. This condition is a yeast infection in the mouth, often found in infants and the elderly, or those with weakened immune systems. It's not a cause for panic, but it does warrant a trip to your healthcare provider for confirmation and treatment. Now, imagine you wake up, yawn, and see a red carpet rolled out on your tongue. A red tongue might signal a deficiency in certain vitamins, specifically B12 and folic acid. These vitamins play a crucial role in your body, from keeping your nerves healthy to aiding in the production of DNA. So, if your tongue is flashing red, it might be time to reassess your nutritional intake. Are you seeing purple? No, you're not losing your mind. A purple or bluish hue on your tongue could be indicative of poor circulation or a lack of oxygen in your blood. It's a color change that you should definitely not ignore. Consult with a healthcare provider to get to the bottom of it. Finally, let's talk about a black tongue, which could be quite alarming to see. However, it's usually a harmless condition known as black hairy tongue. Despite the off-putting name, it's typically caused by an overgrowth of bacteria or yeast on the tongue and can be resolved with good oral hygiene. So next time you notice a change in your tongue's color, it might be worth looking into. Remember, your tongue is more than just a taste tester. It's a health detective using color as clues to keep you informed about what's going on inside your body. Color isn't the only thing your tongue reveals. Its texture can tell tales too. A quick glance at your tongue can reveal a lot more than you might think. For instance, a smooth and glossy tongue might not be as healthy as it seems. This could be a sign of certain deficiencies or conditions such as anemia. It's not just a lack of texture that's noteworthy, but the presence of an unusual texture can also be a telling sign. Take for example, a hairy tongue. Now while the term might sound a tad bit alarming, it's not as scary as it sounds. Your tongue isn't actually growing hair. Rather, it's the growth of tiny bumps called papillae on the surface that look like small hairs. This could be a sign of poor oral hygiene, overgrowth of bacteria, or even a reaction to certain medications. Then there's the case of a bumpy tongue. While it's normal to have slight bumps on your tongue, larger, more noticeable bumps could be indicative of a problem. They might signal oral thrush, a type of yeast infection, or could be linked to a viral infection like herpes. And let's not forget a cracked or fissured tongue. The cracks might be deep or shallow, long or short. This texture change could be a sign of a harmless condition known as geographic tongue, or it could be a symptom of a more serious condition like Sjogren's syndrome, a disorder that affects the immune system. Finally, a wrinkled tongue could be an early sign of aging or dehydration, while a swollen, puffy tongue might indicate an allergic reaction or infection. So you see, the texture of your tongue can provide a wealth of information about your health. It's like your body's very own diagnostic tool, right there in your mouth. But remember, while these signs can give you a clue, they're not a definitive diagnosis. Always consult a healthcare professional if you notice any significant changes. Just like with color, a change in texture could be your tongue's way of raising a red flag. Your tongue shouldn't usually cause discomfort. If it does, it's time to listen up. Now, we'll delve into the different types of tongue pain you might experience and what they could possibly be signaling about your health. First up, burning sensations. If your tongue feels like it's on fire, it might be more than just the aftermath of a spicy meal. This could be indicative of a condition known as burning mouth syndrome, or the result of a dry mouth, which can be caused by certain medications or even stress. Next, let's talk about soreness. Now, a sore tongue can be a result of many things, from accidentally biting it to eating something too hot. However, if the soreness persists, it could be a sign of something more serious like a vitamin deficiency or even oral cancer. Then there's the pain that feels more like a stabbing sensation. This could be due to something as simple as a minor injury or a canker sore. But if it doesn't go away, it might be a sign of a more serious condition like neuralgia, a nerve disorder causing intense pain. And lastly, if you notice any bumps or lumps that are causing discomfort, don't ignore them. They might just be harmless canker sores, but they could also be a sign of oral cancer. Remember, persistent pain is your body's way of telling you something's not right. So, if you notice any of these symptoms persisting, it's best to seek medical advice. So, what did we learn about our tongue today? Well, we've discovered it's much more than just a taste tester and a tool for speech. It's a fascinating part of our anatomy, with its unique structure covered in tiny bumps called papillae, that can offer a wealth of information about our overall health. We've learned that changes in color can be a clue to what's happening inside our bodies. A pink tongue is usually a sign of good health, while a white, red, or black tongue could indicate anything from a simple vitamin deficiency to a more serious health condition. We've also found out that the texture of our tongue tells its own tale. A smooth tongue could mean a lack of essential nutrients, while a furry or bumpy tongue might point to oral hygiene issues or even an infection. We've highlighted the significance of paying attention to any pain in our tongue. Persistent discomfort or a sudden onset of pain should never be ignored, and it's crucial to seek medical advice when needed. Your tongue is a powerful tool and a silent health ally, quietly giving us indications about our well-being. So remember, the next time you're brushing your teeth or looking in the mirror, take a moment to check in with your tongue. Your tongue does more than taste and talk. It might just be one of the most underrated health indicators we have, so keep an eye on it and stay healthy.